Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
Hey everybody, Asshole Consulting, go there, send me your questions, and you will also pay. So sorry, millennials, you will pay, yes. I don't give away my time for free, even though Barack Obama taxes the fuck out of me and forces me to give you my time. I don't willingly, what little time I have left, I don't give that away for free, so you have to pay for it. A young man writes, my question is this: are libertarians and conservatives too dogmatic when it comes to opposing unions? My view on unions is that they will work fine when it's for an occupation that's doing its job. I also feel that leftists who support unions don't look at the strings attached. I.e., when your parents were kids, unions were more prevalent, but the workforce was also overwhelmingly male. Back in those days, we lived in a high-trust society full of functional families, while now we live in a low-trust society with broken families. Also, union members themselves seem different. The SEIU and Fight for 15 people don't come across as sympathetic as the burly Hungarian American who worked at an Ohio steel mill all those decades ago. You could also see this in the teachers' unions. My guess is that 50 or more years ago, people would have been more likely to support teachers' unions as the schools function, but in our overly medicated, dysfunctional, agitprop heavy schools, people will be less likely to support teachers' unions. Obviously, this is a long statement, but I felt that since I'm paying... Dude, you were totally succinct. I mean, seriously, this is... Dude, that's... So I didn't overcharge you. Might as well make it worth my money if I came across as too rambling. No, dude, you're perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. So, all right, let's talk about Cappy's opinion on unions. Well, in order to understand unions, we have to understand old Captain's universal everybody's an asshole theory. And you would think, me being an evil white male, Republican, conservative, libertarian, blah, 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 that I'm always for the private sector and always against the government. No, because what you'll find out is that everybody's an asshole. Everybody's a cocksucking motherfucking piece of loser motherfucking shit asshole. There are very few genuine good people out there, especially nowadays with government spending and debt and we just, nobody works. I mean, there's no galvanizing trial by fire experience that molds and forges true, genuine, independent, human, a genuine, what's the word I'm looking for? Quality humans. We just don't. We're a mass production facility of shitty humans. That's all we do. We just breed and spit out shitty children and the government check comes in and takes care of it all. So my philosophy, the universal asshole theory, is that the pool of the United States and Western civilization in general is it's just a bunch of assholes. And it doesn't matter where we take them and pluck them and put them somewhere else. You could be in the private sector, you could be in the government, you could be in the military, you could be in Silicon Valley. You're pretty much all assholes. You could pretty much bet that the glass is half empty type of thing. And that has served me quite well. That's how I make my money, actually, is having no hope but betting against Americans. That's how I make my money. So, when you could say in an idealistic sense, unions bad, capitalists good. No, it doesn't work that way. Because if you look back in the olden days, there was a damn good reason for unions. I mean, everybody's an asshole. That includes the rich cocksucking motherfuckers who actually started the company. Now, we could always say captains of industry or entrepreneurs, and I'm sure there are some good, honest ones, and there are. But my God, I mean, you, me, everybody else, we've worked for corporations. These guys will fuck you over in half a second. If they could save... I got a request not too long ago. He said that after working like 3 years at this place, they finally gave him a raise. He got a $5 a month raise. Fuck you! If there was no consequence and there'd be no jail, I would have found my boss and broke his neck. I would just beat the fucking shit out of him. Or her. To be, gender honest. But the larger point that I'm trying to make is that there are no good guys. And that I do think there actually is a damn good reason for unions to exist, because I'm surprised the union hasn't formed based off of people working at Wells Fargo or U.S. Bank. I mean, I'm amazed that in these service sector economies that unions haven't formed. I was like, you know what? Fuck you. No, you rich, pasty, white, middle-aged fuck who can't do math. We're not approving your loans anymore. We're going to do it, here's the standards. it is amazing to me just how abusive corporations can be. So we are plucking up assholes. We're placing them in positions of power. Yeah, absolutely. I think unions are absolutely 100% necessary. Now, what has happened from the time when you were shot because you were at work 100, 110 years ago to today? And this is where you bring up the SEIU and the Fight for 15. Now, obviously the unions have gotten soft and they've expanded. And where I come down, or the line that I lay down, is like, okay, let's say it's trades. It's like, are you actually producing something of value? Now, if you are the pipe fitters union or you're the electricians union, I can actually go with you on that. I mean, now they're a little bit lazy and, probably a little bit more socialist than I like, but at least they provide something of value to society, and I think they got to form in numbers to get strength in numbers, because these corporations would run the fuck over them and screw them over and pay them 30 cents per hour if they could. Where on the other side of that line that I just laid down, is this faggoty bullshit, cocksucking, just wimpy, whiny complaints. That's all they are, the wimpy, whiny, and that's the government unions. The SEIU, AFSCME, the teachers' unions. Oh, we have to work 9 months a year, and then I have to, oh my goodness, I have to, grade papers. That's why I draw the line. You should not have government unions at all. There should not be government unions, because, look, the state already has enough power, because they have the military, they have the right to tax. Their employees don't need to, fuck the American taxpayer up the ass anymore with the right to be a union. Now, there's some libertarian aspects to it, well, you should be able to form a union. Yeah, you're right, you should. But where my support goes? No. I'm going to go support a fucking welder, a fucking pipe fitter, a fucking electrician, a fucking plumber. I will support those guys a zillion times over before I support the SEIU or AFSCME or these fags asking for fucking $15 an hour to do put together a burger. And so that's where you gotta, and let's be honest, these people over, I hate to slander you guys, but it's true. Over here in Minnesota, there's the iron range. At one time, I think we provided all the iron, or most of the iron, to Detroit to make their cars, because there's iron up north in the iron range. Well, they became the biggest bunch of leftist fucking pussies you ever seen in your life. And they vote for Mark Dayton. Who's the guy up in Virginia, Minnesota? It's the Virginian vagina. I mean, I forgot the guy's name, the local state representative. That's where it can go too far, no matter what kind of union you set up. Because they became so belligerent, so lazy, so entitled, that people are fuck it, we'll go buy steel from fucking Korea. And now you go up north to the Iron Range in Minnesota, which used to be booming, and now it's just, literally, it's you see train tracks that are dilapidated, trailers just sitting there off their hinges. You go to Virginia, Minnesota, go look at the old Iron Range of Minnesota. It is not what it used to be. It is not what it used to be. And that's because the unions decided, they got too greedy. They got too greedy on that side. So, I do, on a philosophical background or premise, I totally support unions, because everybody's an asshole. And the worse, the more evil the asshole is, the more promoted they get. So when you get these corporations with the supreme grand poobah asshole, they will fuck you over. And the only way to fight them back is to form in numbers. And so I am totally for the unions in that regard. But then, like every other fucking human organization, government, countries, towns, religions, you get all greedy, and then you're just fuck, I gotta go stand up, you better fucking pay me because I'm union. And it's okay, yeah, now you're starting to transition across that line into the teachers union bullshit. It was I have to work 9 months a year and indoors in a controlled environment setting, and they're making me write papers. Fucking worthless dipshits. The Muslims can't invade enough to take over and kill all you people. I'm kidding. Now watch, it'll go get banned on something. Anyway, no, we do need unions, because you need assholes fighting assholes. You need a group of assholes to conglomerate over here and a group of assholes. That's what democracy was about. That's why the division of power in the United States. because we knew everybody would be assholes. Our founding fathers knew about the universal asshole theory. And that way we have assholes fighting each other, and what one or two good people that actually exist aren't terribly hindered or destroyed by these assholes. But yeah, it's the fight for 15, the illegal aliens, the fucking losers, the whiners, the government unions, yeah, that all needs to go away. I mean, it's not going to go away because people want it to be there, and that's what's going to happen. But yeah, I'm just saying, you know, I don't own the Libertarian or Conservative Party, but you're saying, you know, hey, well, I think we're a bit too dogmatic. I agree with you. The Libertarians and Conservatives are. You hear union, like, oh, fuck you, goddamn commie. No, not necessarily. That commie might actually, you know how to clean out a carburetor, may know how to weld, may offer some genuine value to society, and may just hate the cocksucking motherfucking assholes that run the corporations. So, look at me. I sound like a fucking leftist. For once, I'm actually... I can see it, but like I'm still anchored and based in my reality of like, you know, here's the numbers, and that's how freedom works. But anyway, so yeah... we should not be opposing unions as much. Matter of fact, I think we should be courting them. I think, especially Donald Trump now, I think the unions may have an issue with cheap Chinese labor. I think you guys are okay with it. And maybe if we eliminated corporate taxes so that corporations would invest here, maybe you guys would have... I'm just saying, evil Reagan Republican bullshit. Like, maybe if we just made it profitable for companies to be here. Just saying. Anyway, that's all I got. So, best of luck to all of you. Toodles.